Show? Yeah. Good. Hey, it's a lot warmer out here than it is in that hallway, isn't it? Let's see. I need a volunteer here for this show, and I think it's going to be yes, you. Come on. Yeah, right down here. I love it when you say volunteer and all the women, their eyes start looking away, and everywhere else, and they can't meet your gaze. Now you can, sure, even. There you are. Okay, are we all ready for another show?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, please, the ladies would like to sit down in this chair right here. They can, one of the ladies that are still standing up, if you want to sit down. It's a 6-hour show. No? Okay. At the conclusion of the show, if you'd please exit through the door on your left. The gentleman that you're about to see, well, it's been performing here for quite a few years. In fact, the way to describe it is, the Magic Castle is a private club, and we have quite a few members. We have between 5,000 and 6,000 members here at the Magic Castle. And this gentleman that you're about to see, his membership number is 306. So I can probably tell you how far he goes back. He's been performing here since we opened our doors. He's performed all over the world in 11 different countries. And everything you're about to see is his own original routines. They're his own inventions. Be real careful. You might get a headache watching some of this stuff tonight. Let's have a warm round of applause, please, for Mr. Jerry Andrus.
I'd like to show you what I call a perfect illusion. It's this yellow spot on this sheet of plastic. That isn't literally perfect, but I call it the illusion of the yellow ball. Would you drop it in the cone for me, please? You will all recall at first it was flat like that, and then it was the illusion there it is, of the yellow ball. What's the illusion of the yellow ball? Let me explain what happens. You see, I form this into a cone around my left index finger like this. It is empty. Now, I have to be careful. The hole gets too large, the ball could get out. Now, I'm going to roll this into a tube instead of a cone. And you can see that the ball is still in there. Now, if I put one hand over each end of the tube, we all know it is literally impossible for that ball to get out unless it is indeed flat like that. Now, let me explain what happens. You see, I form this into a cone like this, and we have the perfect illusion of the yellow ball. Could you slide your chair up and forward right up close to these? Now, when I was trying to figure out some way to vanish the rubber ball, I thought I'd have it go up my left sleeve. Obviously, that's not at all practical. I discovered a very simple way to vanish a rubber ball. I discovered zone 0. Brought it here to show you. This is zone 0, and whatever goes through the hole into zone 0, it instantly vanishes. Whatever goes through the hole into zone 0, it instantly vanishes. Now, the beautiful part about it is sort of like a functional black hole. Oh. See, I can reach right in here and retrieve it. Now, I did research on this, and I discovered that that ball doesn't actually vanish when it goes through the hole. It's when I take my hand out that it's gone. I'm talking about totally, completely, absolutely gone, but always, instantly. I want to pause a moment and tell you why I can probably fool you. I can probably fool you because you are the most incredibly wonderful thing that I know of that exists in the universe that I've seen, and that's a human being. And you have an incredibly wonderful human mind that works like my wonderful human mind. And this thing inside our head takes care of all of our rote decisions, and that's one of the reasons that we can be fooled. For instance, I would defy you to look at that and honestly say to yourself, I wonder what that is. Your mind instantly recognizes a chair, or a person, or an automobile. And we constantly must jump to conclusions all of the time, and we must fill in the other side of everything. For instance, if I saw my station wagon parked in profile, how do I know it hasn't been cut into longitude and the other half on up? See, we must accept that. Now, most of the time when we're fooled, our mind has not made a mistake. It came to the wrong conclusion, but it came to it for the right reason. It did just what it's been trained to do. I hope you don't hate card tricks. Now, if you haven't seen this, it will probably fool every one of you. And you will instantly agree with me. The absolute only reason it fools you is because you are knowledgeable and perceptive. Now, I doubt if any one of you has really said to yourself, hey, I wonder if that is a deck of cards, or do you suppose it's just a transparent block of plexiglass? Now, you could say, my golly, I was fooled by such a simple thing. But what would your life be like had you been able to wonder if that was a block of plexiglass? That'd be the last thing on earth you should do. So you were fooled because your mind was working exactly the way it should. Now, I mentioned that we constantly fill in the other side of everything. Some of you may have filled in something about me. It isn't precisely what it seems. I'm 80 years old, and I do have to wear glasses. I'm very farsighted. But I happen to have on contacts, and there's not only no glass in the frames, but there's no frames other than just the top. Now, you don't need to feel foolish if you didn't notice that. I can't see any reflection from his glasses. Am I supposed to wonder if there's glass in the frames? No. Your mind was doing what it should under the circumstances. Now, I'm not going... Wait a minute. I'm not going to do or say anything to get anybody to look over here while I'm secretly doing something here. I'm not going to make any fast motions whatsoever. And I want you to watch every move I make. And you can relax because there will be no jokes at your expense. Take out any card you like and put your initials on the face of it. Don't let me see the face. Okay, put your card back in the deck someplace. There we go. Would you move it down a little further? You'll understand why in a minute. There we go. Fine. I'll push it in. Now, if I push that flush and you cut or shuffled once, you'd have no idea where her card was. But we know where it is because we can see it right there. Now, I want you to think of any real small number. Make it between 1 and 5, otherwise it'll take too long. And tell us the number you're thinking of.
2.
You're thinking of the number 2. Now, I think everyone will agree that I haven't shuffled the cards, I haven't cut the cards. Have you ever heard of telekinesis? Mental control of physical objects. Now, I don't believe anything like that myself. But let's pretend you have the power, and I want you to mentally move your card from where you yourself put it to number 2. Now, I didn't shuffle, I didn't cut, she put the card in the deck herself. So you take the cards, mentally move the card to number 2. Could you tell us the name of the card if you recall?
4 hearts.
4 of hearts, all right. Deal 2 cards, one at a time, face up in my hand. If the 4 of hearts is the second one, you get all the credit. Let me show you something I discovered many years ago. You take the aces, put them all together face down in the center and leave them protruding. Now, many, many years ago, I discovered that I could just simply wave my hand over the deck like that and those 4 aces would physically come to the top. Would you take the cards and deal the 4 top cards on my hand, please? Now, that looked good, but I could have had 4 other aces just like this on top. I didn't, but I could have had. So why don't you put your initial on the ace of hearts? Don't get it near the edge, please. Okay, now, before, I did it the easy way. I simply waved my hand over the deck and the 4 aces came to the top. Now I'm going to do it the hard way. I want you to take the 4 aces and put them in widely separated places in the deck and leave them protruding. Well, wait a minute, I'll tell you what. Put them in face up so there can be no trickery. There we go. Fine. Now, if I were to push these aces flush with all the rest of the deck, if I could cut the deck so fast the human eye couldn't see and transpose the 2 halves, I could get one of her aces to the bottom or top. But if I did that, the bottom card, the Jack of Diamonds, would change, and the top card, the 2 of Clubs, would change. Now, she's put the 4 aces face up on the deck in 4 different places. Now, here's what I propose to do. Totally impossible as it sounds. I am merely going to snap my finger like that, and I think you'll all have to agree that, look, indeed, that 2 is on top and the jack is on the bottom. You take the cards and deal the 4 top cards face up on my hand, including your ace with your and you'll note the proper card is on top and the proper card is bottom. I tell you what, maybe you'd better initial the other 3 aces. Now let me tell you what I mean when I say the hand is not quicker than the eye. I'm 80 years old. If I live to be 100, and if I practiced every moment from now on, I couldn't learn to move my right hand an 1/8 of an inch in back so fast you couldn't see, not a 1/16 of an inch. The hand is definitely not quicker than I. Now she has initialed all 4 of those aces. I didn't pay any particular attention. The top ace is the ace of hearts. Would you take the cards and could you follow my instructions exactly? Please turn the top ace face down on the deck. Deal the 4 aces face down in the pile here. Fine. Next 4 cards face down in the pile here, and then you hold on to the deck. Fine. Now obviously, if I never cover these cards and get these cards near these cards, there is no way known to man I can switch them. It's impossible. Let me show you what I mean. Just put these on the bottom. Would you deal the next 4 cards face down in the pile? Now I want you to watch every move I make. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think everyone will agree I have never covered these cards. She initialed those aces before we started. She dealt every card that's been dealt. That's why it seems absolutely impossible that she can verify the fact that over here with her initials are the aces. And you will indeed need to verify the fact that those are your aces that you initialed. Have you ever wondered what a magician does when he makes a mistake? You take out any card you'd like, show it to them, but don't let me see it. Okay. Now if I put her card back in the center of the deck, and then if I very carefully squared the cards like this, and then if I said, here's your card, I'll put it on the bottom, she'd probably say I was wrong. That's not your card, is it? Watch, I made a mistake. Here's what a magician does when he makes a mistake. I'm going to slowly pass my hand over the ace of clubs. Right in front of your very eyes. Ace of clubs. I'm going to switch decks on you now. You'll understand why. You need to use an old deck for this. I'm going to use 2 cards. Whenever you say stop, I'll use those 2 cards.
Stop.
In this particular case, she stopped me at the Jack of Clubs and the 7 of Diamonds. 7 of Diamonds and Jack of Clubs. Fair enough? Was. Actually, that wasn't very fair, was it? You didn't know what to expect. Besides that, it could have come from my sleeves. Would you say stop again anytime you'd like?
Stop.
In this particular case, you stopped me at the Queen of Diamonds and the King of Hearts. King of Hearts and Queen of Diamonds. It really was fair that time, was.
Yeah!
I'm going to use somebody's had to use an old deck. I'm going to slowly and fairly tear this queen in 2 by tearing the center. Slowly and fairly. Watch. Now obviously that leaves the 2 pieces of the torn queen. I'm just going to use this piece here. But before I tore the card into halves, this time I'm going to tear it into quarters. And this is your last chance into quarters. Here we go. Watch. You shuffle the cards anywhere you'd like. Do you believe in mental telepathy?
A little maybe.
Little maybe, okay. Maybe this will work. I'm going to try to read your mind. Now I want you to think of a word. It doesn't have to be a concrete word like house. It can be an abstract word. And in order to, there are thousands of words. In order to get it indelibly imprinted on your mind, I'm going to have you print it on a playing card. Now you're going to say, wait a minute. He's going to get a peek of it. You be wary of that. So take a card that has plenty of room, like there'd be plenty of room there on a 6 or a 4. Show them the card, but take it under the table and print the word you're thinking of in large letters across there. And bring up the pen first and bring the card up between your hands so no living human being could possibly get a peek of that word. Oh, well, you can take the deck if you wish.
Okay.
Just take it and take out what you want.
If they show them.
Show them the card first, but not after you put the word on it. Okay, now look, I don't have any mirrors on my fingers. Slide your card in the deck. There we go. If I push it in now, they can't see the word, can they? If I lift it up now, there's the card she put the word on. I have absolutely no idea what that word is. Now, if I fan these cards out far enough, someplace in here, we would come to her card. I hope that it isn't this one here. No. Okay, you hold the deck between your hands and concentrate on the word. I'm not having much luck. I'm thinking of a heister, a thing that they use to lift lumber, but I know that's not it. History.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yes.
What card is it on?
2 of hearts.
2 of hearts. Where is it? There it is. Right on, that's right. You know, I'm a magician, but I've been thinking about going into holistic medicine with more money. You've heard of acupuncture where they push needles in you? Have you ever heard of acupressure? Now, you have to watch very close. Some people think they're a pressure point as treatment for disease. I don't believe in anything like that, but let me show you what I've discovered. This is very amazing. I've discovered that if I press right here for 3 seconds, that's the perfect treatment for anemia. Now, anemia, you lack iron, right? This is far, far better because... Would you take out any card you'd like? Put your initials on the face of it. Would you examine these 2 plates, please? Can't take these. There's no other card on it. It's like this right now. Now, she's examined these 2 stainless steel plates. If I inserted these here, I might get them right next to her card, but I'm not going to do that. Now, obviously, I can put these 2 plates together. I can put them together this way, or I can put them together this way. I'm just going to put them together this way. Now, you hold the plates in between your hand like that. Now, I want you to... You heard of telekinesis? Yes. Mental control of physical action. I want you to try with your mind to move your card with your initial that you put in the deck yourself in between those 2 plates that the lady's holding with the power of your mind. Okay, do you remember what the card is?
Yes.
Could you tell us, please?
It's an ace of hearts.
Ace of hearts. Would you lift off the top plate and see if that succeeds? going to deal any card that you think of to any number that she thinks of, without you telling me the card or her telling me the number. That doesn't sound possible, does it? Think of any card and take it out of the deck. Don't take an ace, but take the deck and think of a card if you wish.
Okay.
Or you can just take one, but let's say you thought of the three of diamonds or whatever. You just take any card you want. Be sure it's your choice, not mine.
Okay.
Just take it out because we need to have you initial it.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Fine. And put your initials on the face of it. I'm going to put her card way down there in the deck. I'd say it's maybe a little over, around 40 cards from the top. If I give you the free choice of a number between 1 and 52 and you pick a number anywhere near 40, that's no good because that's where her card is. Would you consider it a fair choice if I give you the choice of any number between 10 and 35? Okay. Think of any number between 10 and 35. Don't tell anybody. Stop me when I come to your number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't think it's going to work. 15, 16. You didn't change the number. 17. Stop me when I come to your number. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26. I know it's not going to work. 27, 28, 29. Now stop me when I come to your number. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I'm sorry. I want you to stop me between 1 and 35.
My number was 5.
Oh, your number was 5.
You need a
5
cut
cards.
piece.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Think of another number.
Okay.
Okay. And stop me when it comes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8?
No.
9, 10.
10.
10. All right. Now, you could have stopped me at 11 or 12 or any of these. You stopped me at 10. And what is the name of your card with your initial on it?
Right.
I just have time for one more thing. Would you take the card again, please, anyone you'd like, and initial it on the face? Okay. Now, this is your last chance to catch me. Now watch, there's no other card on earth like this, right? Watch where I put her card. Right there in the center of the deck, and I want you to watch when I push it in. Now, doesn't that look eminently fair? Could you conceive of any possible way her card could be on top? It doesn't look possible, does it? I'm going to drop the deck, and I swear her card with her initial will be on top of the lands. Here we go. And she can verify.
Thanks for sharing it.
Yeah, awesome. Sure, it's a 6-hour show.
The doors are locked.
Yeah, you're not kidding out. All right, let's get started. At the conclusion of the show, please exit through the door on your left. The Magic Castle being a private club, we have many members. In fact, we have between 5,000 to 6,000 current active members right now. The gentleman that you are about to see has been a member since the club opened. In fact, his membership number is 306, and he's been performing here that whole time. So it's kind of amazing. He's done a lot of shows here. I think it's somewhere in the 300s of shows, maybe even more than that. The show that you're about to see, everything that you see this gentleman do tonight is going to be original work, his own inventions, and he's performed them all over the world in 11 different countries. Let's have a warm round of applause, please, for Mr. Jerry Andrus.
I'd like to show you what I call a perfect illusion. It's this yellow spot on this sheet of plastic. It isn't literally perfect, but I call it the illusion. Of the yellow ball. Doesn't that just look solid? Would you drop it in the cone for me, please? Now you will all recall, remember first it was flat like that. And then it was the illusion. There it is, of the yellow ball. What's the illusion of the yellow ball? Now let me explain what happens. You see, I formed this into a cone around my left index finger, like this. Now it is empty. Now the only thing I have to be careful about, if that hole gets too large, the ball can get out. I'm going to roll this into a tube instead of a cone. Now you can see that the ball is still in there. Now obviously if I put one hand over each end of the tube, it's literally impossible for that ball to get out, unless it is indeed flat like that. Now let me explain what happens. You see, I form this into a cone like this, and we have the perfect illusion of the yellow ball. Now when I was trying to figure out some way to vanish the rubber ball, I thought you have it go up my left sleeve. Obviously that's not very practical. I discovered a very simple way to vanish a rubber ball. I discovered zone 0. No one ever thought of it before, apparently. I brought it here to show you. This is zone 0. Whatever goes through the hole into zone 0, it instantly vanishes. Whatever goes through the hole into zone 0, it instantly vanishes. Now this is sort of like a functional black hole, because I can reach right in here and retrieve it.
Oh, yes.
I did research on this, and I discovered it does not actually vanish when it goes through the hole. It's when I take my hand out that it's gone. I'm talking about totally, completely, absolutely gone, but always, instantly. Wow. Now I want to pause a minute and tell you why I can probably fool you. I can probably fool you because you're the most incredibly wonderful thing that I know of in the universe that I've seen, and that's a human being. And you have a wonderful human mind that works like my wonderful human mind. And this thing inside our head takes care of our rote decisions for us all the time. I would defy you to look at this and let yourself wonder if that's a chair. Your mind automatically identifies it as a chair. And we constantly fill in the other side of everything. Our mind is constantly jumping to conclusions for us, and it's almost always right. Now sometimes it will jump to the wrong conclusion. And also we constantly fill in the other side of everything. For instance, if I saw my station wagon out there in profile, how do I know it hasn't been cut into longitudinally and another half hollow? See, we must accept what this thing tells us we're seeing. And that's why we can be fooled. And many times when we're fooled, our mind has absolutely not made a mistake. It came to the wrong conclusion, but it came to it for the right reason. I hope you don't hate card tricks. Now, if you haven't seen this, it'll probably fool every one of you. And you'll instantly agree with me. The only reason it fools you is because you are knowledgeable and perceptive. Now, I doubt if any one of you has said to yourself, I wonder if that is really a deck of cards, or do you suppose it's just a transparent block of plexiglass? Now, you see, you were fooled because your mind was working the way it should. You would be in far worse shape had you been able to wonder if that was a block of plexiglass. If I showed this to some primitive people, that wouldn't fool them. They'd just say you took something out of a box and showed us part of it was transparent. Now, I mentioned we constantly fill in the other side of everything. Some of you have probably filled in something about me. It isn't precisely what it seems. I'm 80 years old and I am very farsighted. I do have to wear glasses. But I happen to have on contacts. And there's not only no glass in the frames, there's no bottom in the frames. Now again, you don't need to feel foolish if you didn't notice that. I can't see the reflection off his glasses. Am I supposed to wonder if there's glass in the frames? Now, I'm going to, oh, wait a minute, I don't need this. I'm not going to do or say anything to get you to look over here while I'm secretly doing something here. I'm not going to make any fast motions whatsoever, and I want you to watch every move I make. You take out any card you'd like, put your initials on the face of it, but don't let me see what the card is. Put your card in the deck someplace, maybe somewhere near the center. Yeah, somewhere near the center. There we go, fine. Well, could you put it down a little further? A little further down. Sorry if we put it down here, you'll understand why. There we go. There's your card, down there. Now, you know where the card is. Now, if I pushed it flush and shuffled even once, you'd have no idea where the card is even supposed to be. I'm not going to do that. I want you to think of any real small number. Make it between 1 and 5, otherwise it'll take too long. And tell me the number that you're thinking of.
2.
You're thinking of 2. Would you take the cards? Now, have you ever heard of telekinesis? Mental control of physical objects. Now, I don't believe in anything like that. But let's pretend you have that power, and I want you to mentally move your card from where it was put in the deck to the number you thought with your mind. Okay? All right, now, do you remember the name of the card, and could you tell us, please? The 3 of spades. Fine. Now, I didn't shuffle, I didn't cut, and the card was put way down there. Okay. Mentally move the card. You thought of the number 2?
Yeah.
Okay, deal 2 cards, one at a time, face up on my hand. If the second card is yours, you get all the credit. Is that your card? Mm-hmm. Power of the mind. Let me show you something I discovered many years ago. You take the aces, put them all together there in the center deck and leave them protruding. Now, many, many years ago, I discovered that I could just simply wave my hand over the deck like that, and those 4 aces would physically come to the top. Would you deal the 4 top cards face up on my hand, please?
Wow.
That did look good, but I could have had 4 other aces on top. I didn't, but I could have had. So why don't you put your initials on the ace of diamonds, please? Don't get it near the edge because it might transfer. I mean, I might be able to see the card from the side. Now, before I did it the easy way, now I'm going to do it the hard way. I want you to take the 4 aces and put them in 4 widely separated places in the deck and leave them protruding. Tell you, put them in face up so there can be no trickery. There we go. Fine. She's put the 4 aces face up in the deck in 4 different places. If I push these aces flush with all the rest of the cards, and then if I could cut the deck so fast the human eye couldn't see, I could transpose one of those aces to the bottom or top. But when I did that, this bottom card, the 3 of spades, would change, and the top card, the 4 of clubs, would change. Now, she's put those 4 aces face up in the deck in 4 different places. Now, here's what I propose to do. Totally impossible it sounds. I'm merely going to snap my finger like that, and I think you will have to agree that, look, that 4 is on top, and the 3 is on the bottom. You take the cards, deal the 4 top cards face up on my hand.
That was awesome.
4. Then you'll note the proper card is on top and the proper card is on the bottom. Tell you what, maybe you'd better initial the other 4 aces. 3 aces, I beg your pardon. Now let me tell you what I mean when I say the hand's not quicker than I can't move my right hand back and forth even an 1/8 of an inch without you seeing, so fast you can't see it, not a 1/16 of an inch. The hand is not quicker than I. Now we've had all 4 of these aces initialed. The top ace is the ace of hearts. Would you take the cards and could you follow my instructions exactly, please? Turn the top ace face down on the deck. Deal the 4 aces face down in the pile here. And the next 4 cards face down in the pile there. Now, obviously, it's impossible for me to get the aces over here, but under these circumstances, I'll tell you, put these on the bottom and deal the next 4 cards face down in the pile. I'll show you what I mean. Now I want you to watch every move I make. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think everyone will agree I've never covered these cards. I've never gotten these cards near these cards. She initialed those aces before we started. She dealt every card's been dealt. That's why it seems absolutely impossible that she can verify the fact that over here, with her initials, are the aces. And over here are indeed the indifferent cards. And you do need to verify the fact that these are your initial aces. Now you might be wondering, wait a minute, this guy hasn't shuffled, he hasn't cut. How does he do these things? Well, here's something I'm working on. I'm not saying I've perfected it yet. Here's what I thought. If I could take those 4 initial aces, and if I could simply rub them between my hand like this, and rub them down to nothing, they would be gone. And then obviously I could reach right in here and take them out of my inner pocket. And those are your 4 aces. I'm going to switch to an old deck. You'll understand why. I'm going to use 2 cards. Whenever you say stop, I'll use those 2 cards. In this particular case, she stopped me at the 7 of clubs and the 2 of clubs. 2 of clubs and 7 of clubs. Fair enough? Watch. That wasn't very fair because you didn't know what to expect. Besides that, it could have come from my sleeves. Would you say stop again anytime you'd like? In this particular case, she stopped me at the 10 of clubs and the 3 of hearts. 3 of hearts and 10 of clubs. Now, it really was fair that time. Watch. I'm going to show you a trick. That's why I need to use an old deck. I'm going to slowly and fairly tear this 10 in 2. Right there in the center. Watch. Slowly and fairly. Watch. Now, obviously, that leaves the 2 pieces of the torn 10. I'm just going to use this piece here. Before I tore the card into halves, this time I'm going to tear it into quarters. And this is your last chance into quarters. Your last chance. Watch. Would you shuffle the cards, please? Anyway, I'm going to deal any card that you think of, any number that he thinks of, without you telling me the card or him telling me the number. So you think of a card and take it out of the deck. Don't take an extra. Any card you like. Don't let me see what it is.
Okay.
Put your initials on the face of the card.
Okay. Should I show them what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Close your eyes.
See through the card. You're a tricky little guy, aren't you?
Okay.
All right. Put your card well down in the deck. Yeah, that'll be fine. His card's down there, maybe around 40 cards from the top. If I give you the choice of any number between 1 and 52 and you pick a number anywhere near 40, it's no good because that's where his card is now. Would you consider it fair if I give you the choice of any number between 10 and 35? Okay, think of any number between 10 and 35. Don't tell anybody the number, but stop me when I come to that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? 13?
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you agree that you could have stopped me at 14, or 15, or 16, or any of these cards? What's the name of the card you put your initial on?
Queen of
Spades.
Queen of Spades was your initial.
Hey, that was a trick. You tricked me.
That was a great trick.
It's a magic pen, that's what it is.
You know, I'm a magician, but I've been thinking about going into holistic medicine. There's more money in that. You heard of acupuncture where they push needles in you? Now you have to watch very, very closely. Have you ever heard of acupressure? Look, some people think there are pressure points, treatment for disease. I don't believe anything like that. Let me show you what I discovered. This is very amazing. I've discovered that if I press right here for 3 seconds, that's the perfect treatment for anemia. Now, anemia like iron, right? This is far, far better because I'm going to try to. Do you believe in mental telepathy? No. Well, maybe this will work anyway. I'm going to try to read your mind. I'm going to have you think of a word, and then I'm going to try to determine mentally what your word is. So, and in order to get it indelibly imprinted on your mind, I'm going to have you print the word on a playing card. Now you're going to say, wait a minute, he's going to get a peek of it. You be wary of that. Take a card that has plenty of room to write. And no, don't take this one. Print the word, large letters right across the center. It doesn't have to be a concrete word like house. It can be an abstract word. Show them the card, but take the card under the table, print it, and bring it up so no living human being can possibly see that word. You take the card out first. Don't take an ace or anything like that. It had plenty of room to print. It doesn't have anything else on it. And then take it on the table. Show them the card first. Take it on the table and print the word. Okay, bring the pen up first. Bring the card up in between your hands so there's no way I could possibly get a peek of it. Now, I don't have any mirrors or anything on my fingers, so slide your card in the bag. There we go. Just leave it protruding some. Now, if I push it in now, they can't see the word, can they?
No.
Okay, there's the card she put the word on. I have absolutely no idea what that word was. Now, if I spread these cards out far enough, someplace in here, we'd come to her word. I hope it isn't that card there. Okay, you take the deck and hold the deck in between your hands and concentrate on the word. Now, I do not want any help. The first word I thought of was hippie, and I know it is absolutely not hippie. Wait a minute. Puppy. Is that what it is?
Yes.
My God, what card's it on?
Oh, that's just
Do you remember?
good. It's
Two of clubs? By golly, there it is. Puppy. Would you examine those?
Are you going to cut her in half?
No, no.
Blades?
Take any card you like. Put your initials on the face of it.
Close your eyes. Don't look.
Hold it under the table.
My initials?
Yes, or whatever you want. Mark it so you know it's your card.
All right.
Okay?
Okay. No tricky stuff now.
Oh no, you know me. Now, if I took these plants, I could insert them perhaps and get them right next to his card, but I'm not going to do that. Now, she examined these. These can be put together this way or this way. I'm just going to put them together this way. Now, I want you to hold these plaques like that, and I want you to mentally move your card when you initial yourself from here to in between your two plaques that you're holding in your hand. That doesn't sound possible, does it?
That sure doesn't.
Okay. Use the power of your mind. Now lift off the top plaque and see if you've succeeded.
Okay, hold on, I'm almost there. Okay. Took a little extra. I have to be right.
There's a card
Oh
there.
my gosh.
Okay.
There it is. Now I just have time for one more thing, and this is your last chance to catch me.
Grand finale.
Now you shuffle the cards again, if you would, please. Would you take out any card you'd like? And put your initials on the face of it, please.
You must go through a lot of cards.
Good.
Yeah, it's a write-off.
If this is a two of spades, there could be another two of spades, and it would be totally meaningless if she had marked it so there could absolutely not be another card. In fact, there's no other card on earth like this, is there?
That's correct.
And this is your last chance to catch me. Watch where I put her card. Right there in the center of the deck. Now I want you to watch when I push it in. Doesn't that look eminently fair? Could you conceive of any possible way her card could be on top? It doesn't look possible, does
No
it?
possible.
I'm going to drop the deck and I swear her card will be on top of the land. Here we go, and she can verify her initials.
Thank you very much.
Now I'm going to have to go buy another deck.
I'm waiting for him to appear in my shorts or something.